Hello, I'm Martin Warwick and I'm talking with an old mate, Neil McRae, Chief Network Architect at BT. Neil, we're in your seventh heaven, aren't we? We're on board. Not really a mock-up, it's not even a replica, it's part of the International Space Station's prototype. We're in it, we're on the ground, but I know you are a proper astronaut fan, are you not?
I am. I'm named after Neil Armstrong. It's been a big force in my whole life. Got me into engineering, got me to learn about engineering, and just the whole space program just fascinates me. I've met a lot of the people who walked on the moon. I've met many astronauts. They're all phenomenal people. I've met lots of people in mission control who I've learned a huge amount from. Gene Kranz, great guy. I've met Buzz Aldrin, I've met Neil Armstrong, I've met Gene Cernan, the last man to walk on the moon. So to be here in the International Space Station mock-up is just it's a dream come true, really.
And a live link direct to the ISS?
Yes, absolutely. And you know, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, who are hosting us here, a great partner of BT's. It's great to see them involved in space technology as that industry starts to really grow again. And actually something that I do personally is to talk about the history of telecommunications in the space industry. I think it's fascinating. I think some of the challenges in technology development is very exciting, phenomenal. And actually, we've learned a lot from history that we start to reuse. So Sputnik was detected in the US by using phase technology, which is a key part of 5G technology. So some of this stuff comes round and round, and understanding where you've come from a historical point of view can be really important as we go into the brave new world of 5G.
Well, I was very interested to learn that how long HP, as it used to be, and HP as it is now, has actually been involved in space technology. And it's been, hidden the light under a bushel to a great extent because there's not been much talked about it. It's a fascinating history.
Yes, and it's a staggering history, and HP have been a great partner in this. And HP actually, they've been in all technologies. You can always find, if there's a big technology movement, HP are somewhere important. So it's really great to be here and be hosted by them today.
We'll have to stop shooting the breeze. We're using all the film.
Sure.
We'll get to the subject in hand, but it's really great to talk about. So let's get to the nitty-gritty. Neil, what do you think are the top opportunities and challenges facing your digital transformation today?
Sure, I think, let me just quickly start with challenges. I think whenever you change something that affects the way people work, it's tough. People are used to doing things in a certain way, and always feel it's the best way it can ever be done, right? And actually, you taking those people on the journey with you and talking about what the benefits are for them is really how you overcome that challenge. But it's the hard part of transformation are the people, and actually in telecommunications I strongly believe that's a people business. Yes, technology is important, but actually how we work in the world, we collaborate on standards, we collaborate with customers, we collaborate with suppliers, that is how things happen in the telecommunications industry. So that taking people on the journey is one of those big challenges. And then actually knowing the end point that you want to get to. Where is that transformation taking you to, and is it the right place? Because you could spend 6 months to a year or even longer on a transformation only to arrive just after the nick of time. So you've got to be sure about the path that you're on is a great one. In BT, we're looking at a couple of great digital transformations. One is focused around the move to microservices and how microservices can help us be more agile, and we have a huge project in BT. It's something that we've done a lot of, which is driving agile, and you kind of have to reinvent that every now and again. You can't just do it once, and you've got to keep practicing it, keep talking about it. So part of our digital transformation is to reinvigorate how we work agile, and also increasingly tie that into how the customer is using the network and how the customer is benefiting from the network.
What about the opportunities? There must be many. Give us a few.
I think the biggest opportunity is really around agility, getting new products out to market quickly, not having to feel like you're knife and forking stuff through the IT systems, through building, through the product development process. You can launch things very quickly. A great example of one of our positive outcomes recently is we launched the Apple Watch in EE, the 3rd edition. Because of our new approach to kind of transformation, we're able to do that very quickly and build some capability for the future. So the Apple Watch is a SIM-less device. It will be something that we use more and more. We've built that as what we call a common capability that any of our business units can reuse, rather than launching the product 4 or 5 times across each business unit.
Talk about the vendor community. We're, as you say, we're guests of HPE here.
Sure.
What can the vendor community do better to help you on your network transformation journey within BT itself?
I think what's happening in telecommunications right now, we've learned that complexity doesn't work. And it feels like we've learned that a few times, but I think we're crossing a chasm to say, actually, let's keep things as simple as they can be. And I think my message to vendors and partners, and I think they see this as well, actually, is we need to make it as complex as it needs to be. And I often, in many presentations, talking about the Space Minute, I often compare our IT to the flow diagram of the Saturn V rocket. And actually, that's a simpler diagram. And for me, that doesn't make sense, right? Complexity drives cost, it drives slowness, it's the enemy for us as telecommunications operators. So I always want to work and collaborate with partners that are always focused about keeping things simple. And I think the second part of that vendor engagement is, as a community, we've relied upon the vendors effectively to develop the products and services. You bought a box and it did this.
Yep.
More and more, I think we're pulling that back into our own innovation world, and more we need support on open interfaces, on standards that really make a difference. And the standards world's got very complex. We need to kind of simplify that and make things move very quickly. In the old days, you develop something, then you standardized it. Now it feels like we spend forever trying to standardize it. By the time we launch it, it's too late. So, I want to really do much more co-collaboration, get products out there, get them into the market, minimum viable product, sell, learn from it, adapt, do it again. And that's the partnership that we really look for with vendors and technology partners.
Thank you. Now, the importance, Neil, of being customer-centric, as you know, is becoming more prominent in the telecoms industry than ever before. What actions are you taking at BT to make your network more subscriber and customer-centric?
Yeah, I mean, everything that we do now within BT and EE has a customer-centric component to it. You can't do anything. If I want to change this box, okay, what's the customer-centric thing that this delivers? So we're really focused on that, and I think in telco it's a mind shift change that I think we're on that page now, because I think we're in competitive markets and customers want it to be good, they want it to be great, they want it to be the best. So we have a couple of core things. One is network leadership. We invest in our network. We launch the capabilities early. We've done 3 carrier aggregation. We're working on more fantastic mobile capacity and coverage, so that the experience is always fantastic. But it doesn't just stop there. So when you go to look at your bill, we want that bill to be understandable. We've added some videos that says here's how to understand your bill. We've made that simple, and also how to report problems. We can do that online, we can do it over the phone. We've created the My BT and My EE apps so that people can interact with us in the way that they want to interact with us. And then finally, one of the big, probably the most transformational change in networks, I believe, is all around a new technology called telemetry. And it's kind of funny because one of the ideas, this is an idea that I kind of had a while ago whilst in mission control at Houston, where you see all the telemetry of space vehicles. They know everything about what's going on with it. And I said, wouldn't it be great if we had that in the network? And we work with Google on it, we work with some other great network partners on it, and we've come up with this system of what we call streaming telemetry. And what that means is we can turn on a high level of information, feed that into a huge big data system. For immediate things, we can act automatically. So suppose there's a problem somewhere, we see that problem immediately, and we can act on it automatically. And I believe that's transformational, and it's kind of a new technology. It's founded in the IP core network, but it's going to be everywhere in telecoms. In 5G, for those high availability services, if you imagine, you know, you've got something that seconds can mean life or death. If we really want to sell that promise in 5G, then we have to have network control and management and automation that works in milliseconds, not minutes, which is what a lot of our network systems work in today.
Last question. What are the new services and use cases, Ian, that you're looking to prioritise and enable in the coming years, as far as you can see, looking forward really? And what verticals do you think will deliver the return on investment, on your investment in 5G?
Yeah, I mean, I sense a lot from this show here in Barcelona, Mobile World Congress 2018, that there's some skepticism about 5G. Let me tell you that whilst 4G is fantastic, it has a sell-by date, and that sell-by date is in scale. And whilst we've made the 4G network do fantastic things, we've taken it probably beyond where we ever thought it would be. It's running out of what we call control plane capacity, the signaling that makes the network work. It's running out of a bunch of other things, and spectrum efficiency. And we need 5G to improve that control. We need 5G to get more out of the spectrum, and the spectrum is a hard limit. There's a thing called Shannon's Law. When it runs out, it runs out. So 5G really is going to deliver on the ability for us to really upscale networks. And really, you know, the vision I have, I live in London, I pass by Wimbledon on the way home every day. When Wimbledon's on, everyone's trying to watch it on their phones, and because you're on a train, it's quite difficult. You know, 5G is going to solve those sort of problems. From a kind of a commercial point of view, I think 5G is going to touch, I think there's not a single industry that won't be touched by 5G in some way. From manufacturing, you hear lots of robots and automated plants, logistics. We already use logistics heavily to track parcels and track vans and delivery agents. The airline industry, I think, is going to benefit massively from 5G and just giving passengers more as you fly, because 5G will give more capacity to airliners. But even the simplest things, I believe 5G will really make IoT something real. So we've been working actually in the UK in Milton Keynes on smart cities, and the simplest of use cases, when to go and collect the rubbish. You know, people think, you put too much thought into that, but if you think about it, it's a massive task. It's hugely logistical, and often, you know, the lorries will drive out for something that's very little. So we put smart sensors in there, which means that you only need to go collect it when it's full. And also, if you have a busy period, Christmas, everyone's always running out of space in their bin at Christmas. The van can arrive there earlier and take it away earlier. So it sounds a mundane topic, but it's massive, and it's one of those topics that has a big carbon footprint. And this technology can really change the dynamic. The second part, the thing that I love to hate, parking, even at the show here. Smart vehicles together with smart roads, I think will make a tremendous difference in how you use your car, when you use your car. You know, instead of wondering whether there'll be a parking space, you'll know that there's a parking space. Instead of wondering whether you'll make it on time, you'll know you'll make it on time. And as more and more people want to drive and want to use transportation, we don't do a very good job of optimizing it, and I think 5G will make a tremendous difference to optimization and being able to get much more out of an estate that it's getting too hard to, we've got 5 lanes on the M25, will it be 6? Probably not, but smart roads will get better usage out of that. And then I think the other big use case is around medical. There's more of us get sick. Hospitals are under never-ending pressure. How you use the technology for people to understand, are you fit or unhealthy? Often early detection of things can be the difference between how severe the problem can be. I believe 5G will have a massive impact on that. again, very early days in that industry, but we see some very exciting advances. Even, you know, Apple with the Apple Watch has got the heart monitor on it. It can tell you, actually, your heart rate was slightly off. You might want to go check that out. Blood pressure monitors, things that, you know, that are controllable and manageable if you know about them. I believe 5G will make a massive difference to this. And actually, I send a message to my colleagues here that are maybe not as 5G positive as I am. You need to, you know, we need to be the leaders of this technology. We need to sell the benefits, not complain that it's hard. I keep hearing people, oh, it's hard. Let's get out there, let's make it happen, because I believe we've got fantastic innovators that will bring capability to the network that we can monetize, we can sell, and you know, gear us up for the next brilliant things in the network space.
Neil, I do love these interviews. They're always great fun. This one's been a particularly special one.
Thank you.
I'd just like to say, Neil McRae, first of all, thanks very much indeed.